He has to be bored. But there's no way in hell that you're doing that you're doing a sequel to this. He doesn't do like sequel well other than Marshall Mathers, but yeah, he has to be bored. That has to be it.
They said he might drop a new album Friday. It's not really been confirmed.
Unbelievable. I thought we was gonna get like a J. Cole album or you know,
Right.
'cause they kept saying J. Cole working on a new album and Drake. I think Drake is January. You know, Conway is re-releasing from King to God, I guess with bonus tracks.
Okay.
You know, but that's about it. I don't know who else is dropping anything. So.
Yeah, low key, December's kind of disappointing me when it comes to
And it
music.
used to be great. Some used to have like major releases back in the day.
Right. Now you tell me Taylor Swift dropped 2 albums and shit. Come on, man.
Wow. Yeah, she has a documentary for one of the albums she did. It's on,
Oh,
I think it's on Disney Plus.
yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I saw the commercial for that. I'm not a Taylor. I'm not really big on Taylor, so I like one of her albums. The 1989 album was good, but I'm not really a big Taylor Swift fan.
She's trash, man.
You know, but I'm like, what the hell? Like, so everybody just dropped the good shit like around October and the summer, and then that's it. Everybody, like, forget everything else.
I see.
November used to be a big, like the holidays, like November, December used to be the big releases, and then they just stopped doing.
Exactly. Even in like a bad year for music,
Right,
the fourth quarter of the year
right.
makes up for it. Like
Yeah, October would have some big releases. September, and I don't know. It's crazy.
I think only album that I really cared for this quarter was probably like the Benny the Butcher joint.
Right. That was, that was
Making the Stallions album was okay.
right.
It was okay, but I can't even think right now. Shit. Oh, I gotta listen to Peach Tremendo's 3 though.
Okay. Yep.
So so you know the rapper named Cupcake?
Cupcake.
Yeah.
There's a rapper named Cupcake.
Yeah, she's like a fat rapper.
Wow, I didn't know that. What's
Yeah, so pretty much, she dropped her remix of How to Rob, the 50 Cent song. She's dissing like every rap in the game right now.
everybody? Like she called Trap.
Megan, Troy, Migos, Travis
Wow.
Scott.
She getting hate for it, right?
So far, I listened to it. It's kind of whack. To be honest with you.
He said it's kind of well. Her name is whack. Cupcake.
I can't believe you never heard of Cupcake.
Never heard of her. I like if she does trap, I probably never heard of
It's not like trap she
her.
does. She does like
She got bars.
I'm not a fan of her, so yeah. No,
How
I
do
mean,
I know of her if you don't like her?
you said what?
So if you don't like her, why would I like her?
There's plenty of artists you don't that you like that I don't like, and there's plenty of artists that I like that you don't like. So
That's not true. The majority of the artists that you like, I like.
okay, facts.
You know, you know more about these no name artists than I do. I'm like Cupcake. Who the hell is that? I know. I thought you meant like Cupcake, the little like shoe line that Angela and Vanessa had.
Oh, that bullshit.
And they had like the little sneaker line, by Russ.
Yeah, the Fashion Nova joints and shit
Right.
like that.
You know what I'm saying? I thought you talking about that. I'm like, that's the only cupcake I know, and the actual dessert.
Nah, yo, this teacher is fine as fuck, man.
Who's that on the
Yeah,
show?
yeah, the one on Power. I'm sorry, but
Oh yeah, yeah, that chick. Somebody I said that on the Instagram page, and somebody like hit me back like, yeah, she fine as hell, bro.
damn it. Let me go to my car right quick. I forgot. Let me before I even get started. Hold on. Because I found out that the actress is British too and shit. Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
she British?
Yeah, man, she British.
I've seen her in other things. I can't put my. I think you know what it was. There was a show. I don't know if that's the same show. There was a show called Top Boy. It's on Netflix, and Drake is one of the executive producers, and it's basically like the British version of The Wire. I
Oh
think
wow.
she was on season one of Top Boy, if I'm
Okay.
not mistaken. Because I've seen her on stuff before. I can't put my like I don't remember what I've seen her on, but she's a familiar face.
Got you. Hold on, hold
I,
on.
I want to say it was Top Boy season one she was on.
Yeah, I might have to check that show out there.
Yeah, she fine as hell, and she getting ran through by that basketball player, the one that Tariq doing all his homework pro and shit, the dumb one.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, she
Hold
fine
on.
as hell, yo, and the dumb basketball players sleeping with her, and then she got the other teacher she was messing with, all jealous, and he thinking it's Tariq that's clapping those cheeks, and I'm like, oh man,
You
he
said,
mess around with Tariq, he might get a bullet in his head.
you said who's clapping cheeks and who?
The basketball player, the one that Tariq is doing the reports for,
Yeah.
sleep, and the other teacher she used to sleep, but he Jabari or whatever his name is, he in his feelings, he thinking it's Tariq. Tariq is like, I got my own woman troubles with Diana and Lauren. You know what I mean?
Meanwhile, most of my teachers look old as fuck and
Yeah,
shit.
right. I had one good looking teacher. You know what I'm saying? The rest of them were old as hell. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna clap them.
I mean, I had a few cute teachers,
Mm.
but at the end of the day, they were married.
Yo,
Right,
I
and
had
that's what
one.
I'm like, man, we're over 18, so what's the
Mm.
fuck?
My one, the one I had was like in high school, like Miss Bukaro. She was Hawaiian and Haitian or something, with long hair, nice booty. Oh man,
Hawaiian and Asian. Oof.
yeah. So she was Hawaiian and Haitian. Yeah, nice mix. But she got married. I remember she got married the same year I was. She was my teacher. I'm like, man, if she had came on to me, it would have been. They would have kicked me out of school. Been a rap. You know what I'm saying? That's the only good looking one a teacher I ever had. All the other teachers I had were like old and gray. I'm like, somebody actually slept with these people.
Trying to abolish
Mm.
abuse.
And until
So,
they do, we
Yeah,
strongly
man.
discourage you all from attending.
Shit. Meanwhile, you gotta be careful. Remember, you gotta show the teacher and shit.
right.
Hmm?
She look good too. Kate Mara. She a nice little fun chick.
You mean the white teacher?
Yeah, I've seen her in movies and shit. Like she did a movie called Shooter with Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, that was
And
her. Oh,
yeah. And I've seen her in other stuff. I think she did like something on Showtime. She was on that show with Kevin Spacey on Showtime. House of Cards, I think it's called.
yeah.
She was on that. So she's done other stuff before. I know I've seen her before. Like the guy that plays Eric, I haven't seen him in nothing, but I know the teacher.
Wow.
Yep.
Shit. It's crazy how far Paige Hurt came.
Yeah.
I know you were counting on the fellowship to graduate.
Shit. Pretty much like she came a long way from Tasha from Everybody Hates Chris.
Right.
That male teacher, he eyeballing all Tyreek.
Right.
Oh, that's good.
Uh, this bit, that white girl. Oh,
Yeah. She need a bullet in her head too. I don't understand why she's still alive, yo. Like, cause she gonna mess up they whole thing.
exactly.
When if Tariq find out that she's like Sax's niece, he gonna definitely kill her.
Well, the patriarchy.
Then he's gonna think that his boy has something to do
Yep.
with it too.
Either he gonna kill her or he gonna get Kane to do it. Because Braylon, I don't think Braylon is like he wanna prove shit to his parents, but I don't think he gonna put a bullet in his own girlfriend.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? I could definitely see Tariq or King doing it.
To me, when I'm looking at this spinoff, it's like a parallel. Excuse me, it's like a parallel between the second power. I mean, the first power and the second power. Like
Hmm.
this boy's relationship with the white girl kind of reminds me of Tommy's relationship with Holly
Right.
in a weird way, because Ghost didn't really trust Holly like that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, like if Tommy was around, Tommy would have killed her. Cause he did not care.
Respect his privacy.
yeah. Also, I want to say one more thing before we start.
Yeah.
This whole Lizzo,
Jabari.
why is she losing weight thing is kind of stupid.
Besides, these no cards done.
I heard about that. Is she losing like a lot of weight like rapidly, or is it like
Nah, because she's trying to like lose weight, trying to have a healthy lifestyle.
that's good?
And it
So,
reminds me of when Missy Elliott lost all that weight in the mid 2000s, and everybody got mad at her for that.
but she was sick though. She had Graves' disease. That's why she
Yeah,
lost all that weight.
yeah. At that time, it wasn't known though. At that time,
Right? Yeah, she kept it a secret. And look how far she come now. Like now she's slim.
right? But at the same time, people automatically praise Adele, all these other celebrities for losing all this weight and shit like that. But watch a black woman, nah.
Lord. Yeah, they didn't give Adele that much flack.
Mm-mm.
It's crazy.
I swear to God, something about society is just stupid.
They gave Adele flack for wearing those Jamaican colors.
Right?
You know.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready whenever you are, bro.
Yeah. So,
What's up, you two? Welcome to an episode of our Hip Hop Review. Oh shit, I didn't even share the album cover yet. Fuck. Okay. This is your boy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Trial with me.
what up?
So this was kind of an album that I really wanted to do out the blue because I've heard so much about this particular rapper that I was like, you know what, let me give this a chance, pretty much. And it's going to be Charli Baltimore's first album, Cold as Ice. This drops in 1999 under Entertainment, which is under Epic Records. Let me share this screen real quick. Okay. Singles album's known for. I know Stand Up was a single.
Feel it. Feel it was the same.
Which song?
Feel it.
Oh yeah, the Teddy Riley joint. That
Yeah.
was a single. I know there was one more. Let me double check. I think I'm. Oh, and a Horse and Carriage remix, which
Right.
that was already a big song by Cameron's Confessions of Fire album,
Mhm.
and the Everybody Want to Know track.
Right.
Producers include DJ Premier, Lance Unrivera, Ross Prentice, Teddy Riley, John Forte, and RZA.
Now 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the guest appearances. Oh boy. Ghostface Killer, Cameron, Billy Lawrence, Tony Dutch, Ace Spade, Bubonic, 8 Ball, Rodney Ellis, Lady of Rage, Against the Boo, Queen Pen, The Brat, Scarlet, Mobb Deep, Mike DeLorean. Oh my god, this is already gonna be a very interesting album. Jenny Fujita and Miss Jones, Noriega. Bear with me. We have a brother, and then we have a brother.
Oh, it's two different people? I thought it was the same. I thought it was the same artist.
Okay.
I didn't know it was the same two different
What
people.
the fuck? Oh, all right.
What the hell?
Anyway, there we have Big Pun, Wyclef John, and Stick the Shocker.
Right.
Okay, so how did you get into Charli Baltimore?
I remember seeing Charlie in the Junior Mafia video for Get Money when she was trying to be like Faith Evans, but I didn't actually hear her like rhyme until like I want to say when the NBC song came out on mixtapes, um, way back. I remember hearing that joint with she and Cam and Nori and it was another song. It was another. I think I heard like a freestyle from her, like 98, 97, 98. And then like finding out that she was like affiliated with Un, who brought out like Junior Mafia and Cam and I think he was down with Mace also and um was on the streets for her at that time was like anticipated because like we had Kim, we had Foxy, and then like Cam was already like starting out on his own career and you know the Mafia blew up and so we knew who Un was and when Charlie was coming out like she was hitting the mixtapes and people started to take notice and I remember I think it was I think the first video I seen it well other than Junior Mafia like the first video was I think Stand Up. I want to say I don't think there was a video for Feel It. If there was I don't remember it, but I remember seeing a video for Stand Up with Ghostface and that was a big joint. And we was waiting for the album and we kept hearing joints. They actually played like unreleased joints that wasn't on the album, like the joint Ice Ice Baby that she did with Mace, that was being played on the radio
Oh,
and it never made the album and they were playing different joints from this album and people were just asking like yo like where's the album and, she never came out with it and then like fast forward like years later she signed with Murder Inc. and I liked on the down ass bitch joint with Ja and we was waiting for her to drop a joint with Murder Inc. and it never happened even though she I think they showed the album but she dropped like a couple singles but they didn't like really make no buzz. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I always felt like she had potential but she just couldn't get in the door because of politics or whatever. And finding out that Biggie when he started to commit the supergroup the commission with it was gonna be him and Jay and Charlie. I think Sean was supposed to be a part of that too. I don't know how true that is.
I never heard that.
Yeah, so supposedly I don't know how true it is. It was supposed to be Sean also, but I know it was Biggie, Jay, and Charlie. But they were like years later, like on the internet, like people were saying like Sean was supposed to be part of that. But yeah, I always felt like she had potential, and it's just that, like it just never happened. And she like I know she did like movies, like some straight to DVD movies, like some good films, and she's on growing up hip hop now with her daughter, like her grown up daughter now. So that I mean that's basically how I like started like listening to her. But I mean we didn't really have like too much to go off of. Uh, just knew that like she was a dope artist and she had like a different flow from even the way she looked. Like she had like the light skin tone, but she was slim, but she was still
Right.
like sexy and she had like the red hair and like she had her own look from like Kim and Foxy and Eve and everybody else. But I always feel like she had potential, but it just wasn't showcased in the right way.
Okay, okay, that's a dope story.
Yep.
Well, to me, I'm gonna probably sound generic, but I heard of her name as like being under Biggie, but I didn't really hear her rap until I heard the Horse and Carriage remix.
Right.
Which we're going to talk about that, but I never really had like a strong opinion about Charlie Baltimore because she's not like really one of the female MCs I've listened to over the years in comparison like to Latifah, Light, Kim, Foxy,
Right.
Mitzi, and so on and so on. But I always felt like she had always had the short end of the stick. Like a lot of things that happened behind the scenes affected her music career,
Right.
and I just felt like It's funny how a lot of people know her as playing Faith Evans on the Get Money video or whatever.
Right.
Which I'm gonna mention that and shit like that. But yeah, man, this was like an eye opener. Like when I first heard this album and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? Let me give this album a chance.
Right.
Because yeah, man, that's how I got into her. Cause I know I did a poll where I was like, would y'all rather me review the Charli Baltimore album first or the what's his name? Oh, the Kia album first, which I'm gonna talk about the Kia album sometime soon and stuff like that. I just got like a lot more albums I gotta get over
Right.
and stuff like that. So for those who don't know who Charli Baltimore is, she's a rapper. She's a rapper from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and whatnot. She got to start when she hooked up with like Biggie, and she pretty much, I hate to say it, but she pretty much became Biggie's side chick, second side chick. Like you're not even the first side chick, but anyway, that's not funny. Let me stop. But yeah, just like Lil Kim, you know, Biggie, you know, took a value to her rapping and whatnot, and so they got her name. She got her name, I think, because of a character from the Long Kiss Goodnight movie, which, ironically, that was the movie where Biggie made the song based off Long Kiss Goodnight. And so this was around the time when he was working on this little hip hop trio called The Commission, which included Charli Baltimore and Jay-Z. I don't, like you said, I was surprised about Shine being.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. I've heard that years later. I'm like, well, I never heard that when Biggie was around. He never mentioned Sean there. Sean came out way after Biggie passed away.
That's what I'm saying, like, because
So I'm
Puppy
like,
discovered Shine was like
how you
98.
get it? Was he taking Biggie place?
That,
Yeah.
oh Lord, but yeah, man, like that was the Commission was pretty much Biggie and Lance Unrivera's group, but as we should know, Biggie got murdered back in March of '97, and so Charli Baltimore, you know, she continued making music, and she got a few modeling gigs or whatnot, and then fast forward to like '98, she dropped the song songs like Feel It, you know, Stand Up and whatnot, which was like circling around mixtapes and soundtrack placement. And so in 1999, she dropped the Cold as Ice. She dropped the Cold as Ice album, which was her first album. Wait, hold up. Oh wait, actually, this album was never released. Excuse me.
Yeah, it was shelved, but I think you can get it on like eBay and stuff now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Because there was like promo copies.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it was shelved.
Because she had another shelved album too.
Yes, that's the Murder Inc. one. The My Diary.
Yeah.
Yes, that was. I found out about this today when we were, because I was looking online and I saw the Wikipedia thing for it, and I never seen the track listing, and she has like all the Murder Inc. artists on it, and that was shelved too.
See, that's the thing, Murder Inc. Man, they were just focusing on Ja and Ashanti.
And you know it's crazy. She and Ja Rule and Irv Gotti, all three of them are on Growing Up Hip Hop, and she still have beef with Gotti because of that the way that he treated her on Murder Inc. Because they wasn't talking for years behind that.
I don't blame her.
Yeah.
Because Loki and Irv Gotti, he is not a good businessman. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because excuse me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, Murder Inc. Records, man.
Mm.
You had all that roster, all them. Excuse me. You had all them rappers like Cadillac and whoever and all them niggas and shit. You only focus on Ja Rule.
Exactly.
And then you try to rebrand it into like the second-rate Bad Boy Records and stuff like that. And then when you finally want to focus on other artists like Lloyd, then your shit just falls through. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I'm just saying they had all this fucking potential. I'm not saying it could have been like the Bad Boy. I'm not saying it could have been like Def Jam or whatnot. But come on, man! Like you fucked up a good thing. That's why I don't blame her. I don't blame her for being mad.
Yep.
But yeah, man. So this is the album cover right here, but then on my thumbnail I posted like the alternate album cover
Yeah.
with like her like in this like long ass weave and shit like that. Um, yeah, man. I just
Yeah, the advanced the advanced copy photo that they used to put that like advertise that in like the Source magazine and stuff.
yeah, it has that magazine source.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of female rappers were using that same pose. Like I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it was just a '90s thing, but
Hmm.
not just female rappers, but like dancehall artists,
Yeah.
R&B. They
Hmm.
use that doggy style
Yeah.
pose, phone.
But it's all
Yeah.
about their body and not their actual talent.
Yeah, they're trying to like emulate the Pulp Fiction
Yeah.
jig, but
Hmm.
yeah, man. This album was also before we started. It was also originally supposed to have been called "To Hell and Back"
Right.
and stuff like that too. Um, yeah, man. 22 songs. Oh boy. Okay. Track number one is the intro. This is pretty much the funniest intro I've heard in a rap album. Pretty much what I got on this intro was like she's arguing with this chick. I mean, this nigga and stuff like this nigga looking at her like, oh, you think you're a superstar now?
It's,
You think you're a superstar now? And stuff like that. And like she was saying some shit like, damn, I forgot to write it down, but she was saying some shit like, but who the fuck is you? You ain't shit, nigga. Like she said that's the best way to describe the intro. Like, you ain't shit, nigga. Like, so yeah, that's a pretty funny intro.
yeah, she was arguing with Lance. That was on.
You said what? That was Lance Rivera.
Yeah, that's the one she was arguing because he was like he's the CEO. He was arguing with the CEO or whatever.
Shit.
I just thought it was dumb. I'm like, that's how you start your album, your first album ever. You started off with a fake argument with Un. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I'm like, I didn't care for it. I just thought it could have been a better intro than that. No,
I I definitely I definitely see what you're saying and shit like that.
I mean, cause she from Philly. Like she came out technically before Eve, or she would have came out before Eve album. And like you like you coming out from Philly. It's like you know what I'm saying. They haven't had a Philly artist since what Bombardier. This is how you come out with it, which start your album off with this intro. I just didn't care for it.
Exactly. I see what you're saying and shit. That's
Yeah,
why it was just so fucking funny. I'm just like,
yeah.
girl, you better fucking spit to be talking all this fucking shit. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, man. Which leads us into the next track, which is called Angel's Dust. While not the most incredible way I would have started off the album, I felt like this was pretty solid. You know,
Right.
I felt like this song she proved that she really wanted to show how she can really spit and whatnot with this track. So, it's alright. You know,
Yeah,
I would,
it was a cool. I like the horn loop on it and the beat. The bass line was dope. I like Charlie's flow on here. She's like, stick cats from the Lakers, take trips to Jamaica, extra paper. Cats caught the vapors like Busy Kane, because we done flip the game like niggas flip that cane. So I like those bars from her. It was cool.
yeah, respect. Not to go off topic, but that girl's boyfriend who want to take all the pictures and shit. I'm like, this nigga's a fucking buster. But
Jabari, that's his name.
yeah, Jabari.
Crazy.
Then we're gonna get into stand up featuring Ghostface. I've heard this track plenty of times over the years, and this is pretty much one of Ghostface's most sexually. I would say at times he has Ghostface has some bizarre lines over the years, but there was some shit like in this fucking record. I was just like, okay, Ghost really went in on this fucking
Mhm.
shit because I always felt like, and this is the kind of a problem that I've had with this album,
Mhm.
which I'm gonna just say right now, the guest appearances outshine Charlie on
Yeah.
this album,
Oh yeah.
and with Ghostface. Ghostface not being an exception, but this nigga said some shit like Skelly Man Crook kept the start in Donald Goines' book, MGA MGM Heaven and Hell sat with the cook with the big spice bone. Red hairs is killing it. Knotted up, twisted and green. See them crystals in it. Like Jesus, this was like about to be Supreme Clientele
Yeah,
Ghostface,
yeah,
where like his description in his lyrics were very. It was I've always been good, but for me, Supreme Clientele was just at the
yeah,
peak of that.
definitely.
Yeah, so okay, stand up. Very cool joint. Mostly for Ghostface. I like it.
And
Unfortunately.
and he took like a 4 year hiatus between Iron Man and Supreme Clientele, so he was still like in his Iron Man, getting ready for Supreme Clientele bag, you know. And I thought he was great. I thought like the RZA track like fit his flow, and you got like them sinister piano keys when they drop, and I like the little samples like the lady like hollering or talking or hollering.
Yeah.
That was dope. I like the beat by RZA. Still, RZA was still in this. This is prom RZA that I missed. Like, I wish we could get this RZA back again. You know, this was a dope collab, and Ghost saying the world famous, priceless, steel stainless dick, pray over this. Social love, nameless heavyweight, dick in your jaw, good licking from your lips now, baby girl. Know the saw. Fire, fire flow by Ghostface. He killed
Mm. Yeah, fire track right there. Um, Next song we got is called "Keep It Real." This features Cameron. The obligatory "Keeping It Real" track. You know, we already in like this technically the third track, and it's not really anything popping out. And I'm not saying that in the bad way, because Charlie can actually spit. Don't
it.
get me wrong, she can actually spit.
Right.
But I just felt like with the people behind her was just pushing her for that particular sound.
Mhm.
But yeah, Keep It Real was an okay track. I would have much preferred it on the Confessions of Fire album
Yeah,
and stuff like that too. So yeah.
yeah. I like the beat. You know, it had like the scratches on it. The bass line was fire. It's actually Timberland sample the same melody for his Tim's Bio Life in the Basement, and he did the song Hit Nobody with One Life to Live. So that has like the same sample melody on the track. Um, Cameron, I love Cameron's flow on here. He says that when I flip that, you won't see me no more unless it's on TV with CB no for. So I like those lines by Cam. It was cool.
Yeah, definitely cool track. Then we're gonna get into Pull the Alarm, featuring Billy Lawrence. To be honest with you, didn't really care for this.
Yeah. Except for like the '70s sample, I like the '70s sample. It sounded like something like out of like Superfly or something. Um, Charlie saying, "Now you lay out while I go and spend a day out, smoke from hay out, drinking and thinking and drinking." It was alright. I don't like Billy Lawrence on this song, and I don't know why people were so infatuated with like wanting to get her as a feature because I don't think she can sing.
Yeah, because he was in a lot of Bad Boy albums. He was like in
It's, it's a
I don't
she.
know. I
It's
never
a
heard of.
she. She's a woman.
Oh yeah, that is right. That is a woman.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to call yourself Billy, I used to name it like Billie Holiday and shit. Cause I'm automatically thinking it's like some bald headed, dark skinned ass soul singer and shit like that, man.
Yeah. Remember I told you she was on the Rampage albums, Scouts Honor,
Yeah,
and she was on the Harlem World joint. I don't know, like people was infatuated with her that time with using her for features. I'm like, for what?
yeah, that's wild, man. That's
Yeah,
wild. But yeah, any track that she's on, I'm sorry, she just
yeah. I didn't care for her.
always always drags it down. And I hate to say it though. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, then we're gonna get into everybody want to know. In my opinion, possibly my favorite. Well, my second favorite track. Let me
Right.
leave that right there. This is actually one of the few solo tracks that she done on this album, and she pretty much wants everyone to know that she writes her own shit. She demanding respect and whatnot. Yeah, Primo produces joint. You know, Primo always bring the best out of everybody he works with and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
very, very dope joint. I love the line when she said, "If it's beef, only thing you do is call off." Talking about starter please, you got it sued up. When we got shows where you're at, don't even show up. Niggas need to grow up. Step they flow up.
Yeah.
Fire track. This is also on the Trippin' soundtrack too. So
Oh,
fire.
word.
Yeah,
The soundtrack for what?
Trippin'.
Tripping? What movie
Yeah,
was that?
I don't know. I'm looking in Rap Genius and shit.
I don't remember that movie.
Trippin'. That's
Um, yeah, I thought it was a dope joint by Primo. Not one of his best like standout tracks were at that time, but it definitely was like serviceable for her. I like the beat and like the sample he used from the Biggie What's Beef and Das Effects a part of that on Real Hip Hop. I like that the way that he chopped up those samples and Charlie saying you want some hot shit, pop shit or some toxic underground gossip 99 a lock shit. So that was a dope joint by Primo. Definitely like that
my
joint.
fault. But yeah, can you repeat those last couple lines from my?
Oh yeah, I was saying I like the way that Primo like sampled like he chopped up the sample with Biggie and Das Effects. Like
Yes,
the part in like What's Beef and then the part with in the real hip hop joint from Das Effects and I thought it was a dope track and um Charlie saying you want some hot shit, pop shit, or some toxic underground gossip 99 a lock shit. So yeah, that was like one of her strongest songs on this album.
yeah, I definitely see what you're saying on that track. So she went in on
Yes.
this one.
Yes.
Like, see, this is definitely what if she would have beats like this more on the
Hmm.
album, then it would
Right.
be more straight though. But
I
then we gonna get into like Welcome to the Tunnel, which if you're a hip hop head, you all should know what the Tunnel is. Legendary club in New York. Pretty much some nigga was like was being fresh with her in the club and stuff like that. You know how you with your girls and stuff like that. In the club
right.
and motherfuckers be crazy and shit like that, trying to be too aggressively sexual
Right.
at times and shit. So girls are like, oh hell no, you gonna
When I gave the phone to Mr. Williams, I thought it was from
It
Jamie.
was
It was supposed to be evidence
it
against
was exactly how the tunnel was always talked about. It was always drama at the tunnel and people getting knocked out in there and there was always a fight and stabbing and stuff and on the interlude is like, you got her and her girlfriend just chilling at the club and they got horse and carriage playing in the background and then like I think they go to the bathroom and then like the dude, I guess the dude like works there
lie?
and he just like grabbed her shorty for her friend's ass and then Charlie starts fighting with him and she hit him over the head with a glass and he starts looking for his burner and it was like that was always like how the tunnel was always complete chaos at that club. I never went to the tunnel. I always heard about stories at that club and yeah, but that's basically how the interlude ends.
Yeah, the Tunnel was like the Studio 54 of hip hop.
Yeah, crazy.
But Loki, is the Tunnel still around or has it been?
Nah, they closed it. They closed it. I want to say like early 2000. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just a lot of stuff like they got caught with drugs and like a lot of like I think underage like girls were like going there and stuff. But a lot of those clubs got shut down because of that. You know,
Man, I can
it
only
was crazy.
imagine, man.
But they had I actually got I have like a two DVD set where they had like the best like they compiled all like the best performances from the tunnel like over the years like from like the 90s and early 2000s and they
What's the
had
name of
like
that?
huh
What's the name of that DVD, by the way?
best of the tunnel. I don't know I got it from like a mixtape spot. I don't know if it's like an official release, but they have like when Dre first came out with Chronic 2001 and he went to the tunnel and he brought the whole West Coast with him. He had Razzcast with him and Exhibit, Warren G, like everybody, like 15 West Coast artists on stage when him and Snoop was performing Still DRE, and they were like smoking and drinking. You got performances from Jay when Jay dropped the Dynasty album,
Yeah, I
and
saw that one.
he had Bleak and Beans and the Mill on stage with him. Then they had Red and Meth performances, Rough Riders with the Locks and Keith Murray. It was crazy,
Yeah,
crazy.
I remember I saw the Aaliyah performance. I was like, Aaliyah at the
Yeah,
tunnel.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And I know you heard about the Mob Deep when they had like a fight there or something.
I think Prodigy mentioned that in his book.
Yeah, they were like they had some fight and Prodigy had like was stomping some dude out of it was crazy.
I saw the video when Capone fucking jumped in the fucking crowd and whooped the nigga ass.
Yes, all that was going on. It was crazy times there, and then Flex dropped the Tunnel album, and yeah, it just got out of hand that they just shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Continuing where we left off.
Track 8.
Track. Yeah, I know. I just got distracted by the fucking power shit. Motherfuckers Don't Want It, featuring Tony Dutch, Ace Smith, and Bobonic. Again, another track I don't necessarily dislike, but it's like, it's kind of weak.
Right.
Not the strongest posse cut, which again, I'm saving my thoughts on that one. Because I think you know which one it is. And
Yeah,
shit.
I know.
All right,
Yeah.
so
The beat was weak, and I didn't care for the lineup with Dutch and Spade. I heard them on SDE because they did a song with I think it's called Where I'm From with Cameron. And I
yeah.
heard that like on mixtapes like back in '99. And Bubonic is from Philly's Most Wanted. He was like, you remember it was two guys.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the other guy's name, but Bubonic when they broke up, Bubonic went solo, and he was on Star Trek, and he was on the Clones album with Pharrell and Chad. So he was doing some solo stuff, but I think he had the best lines here. He said, "See niggas call me Satan because I whip 3 6s, a black one, a red one, and one that's blue. You speaking on them hot niggas? One ain't you, and we only push 2 6s. One ain't true. If you want to be a gangster, we spray off 9s, and you got your own dick, nigga. Stay off mine." So I like that's the best verse on there to me. You know what I'm saying? Dutch and Spade. I heard them on other stuff. They sounded better on other stuff, but not this song.
Yeah, man. Definitely not really one of my favorites and shit.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna get to Pimp the One You Love featuring 8 Ball and Rodney Ellis. This one was a pretty straight track.
Right.
I definitely love the beat. Definitely some shit I would expect to hear from 8 Ball and MJG.
Right.
T-Mix produced that joint. Yeah, man, this is around the time when like hip hop was getting fascinated with the whole pimping culture and shit like that. So this is like really right in the beginning. Even though 8 Ball and MJG, they really like one of the first ones, too short, but still.
Right.
So this one was pretty straight. It was alright.
Yeah, it's a real nice, smooth track. I like the beat. Bassline was dope, and Charlie basically like talking about like using sex to trick niggas and how the women should be pimps out here with their pussy, and it was cool. You know what I'm saying? You got 8 Ball on the chorus. I thought he should have dropped the verse, but it was alright.
Yeah, I see your point. I definitely see what you're saying and shit. Track number 10, Feel It. This one is the Teddy Riley produced joint. This is gonna sound very controversial, but it kind of has a Lil Kim Notorious KIM vibe, and not in a good way. First of all, as much as I like Teddy Riley, this was around the time when his production got really lazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first of all, it's like the Jackson stuff. Come on, like that was something you would expect from somebody else, but this beat it didn't really have the Teddy Riley signature sound. Even though like New Jack Swing was dead gone by this point. I mean, come on, you had just produced a fucking Another Level album and shit like that, but yeah, man, I just felt like the beat ruined it for me.
No, actually, I think finally was the album after Another Level. But I think he used the same beat on Finally, if I'm not
He
mistaken.
did. He
Right.
did.
And I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, I know I heard Finally, and you used that song, and I didn't like a lot of songs on that album. And then you gave it to Charlie, and I didn't like this song either as of like the first single. I'm like, nah, this is not good. His production became lazy, and I don't like the way that he used the Michael Jackson sample. That's a classic Jackson 5 song, and I just feel like it wasn't good for a first single from Charlie.
I agree.
You know,
Shit. So we said what we had to say about that one. Okay.
yeah.
So then we're gonna get into Thorough Bitches featuring Lady of Rage, Gangsta Boo, Queen Pen, Debrat, and Scarlet.
Is it Thorough Bitches or Money? I thought it was
Oh damn. Yeah, Money is the next track. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Shit. Okay. Money. This one was a pretty okay track. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Not only one of my favorites, but I felt like it was pretty solid and shit. So
That sample sounds familiar too for Money.
you said that sample
Yeah,
sounds
yeah,
familiar.
the sample that they use, it sounds like that's another. I forgot what sample that they use. It's another recognizable sample, but I just felt like it was too commercial and it was too jiggy, and it was
Yeah.
like basically Charlie going after radio play. I'm like, come on, that you got Feel It was bad, and now you got Money. That was two bad songs in a row. That was too commercial.
Right. Anyway, yeah. So I didn't care for that track.
Yeah,
Now,
Thorough Bitches.
Thorough Bitches. Yes. To me, the best track off this album. And I like this track because of the fact that, it features all of them were just hungry at that time.
Right.
I mean, I personally felt who had the best verse, man? Lady of Rage, yes.
Yeah, they raised.
Rage. Fucking, and it's like I said before, this was around the time when Death Row had just ended and she was just basically a free agent around that time and shit like that. So yeah, man, definitely a very solid fucking fire joint. No one talks. I wish people would recognize this song more, but with what really happened behind the scenes, no one really talks about this shit right here. So yeah,
Right. What happened behind the scenes?
I mean with the album being shelved and
Oh,
shit.
oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think Rage had the best Rage, like her starting the song was good, and I like the back ending the song that I liked her verse as well. I never really Scarlet. I don't even know who the hell Scarlet is. I'm like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? Like the lineup was off. It could have just been Charlie featuring Lady of Rage and the Brad, and that would have been great for me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But I definitely think Rage and the Brad had the best verse.
yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. Then we're gonna get into Infamous featuring Mobb Deep. While I do like this track,
Mm,
and as much as I love Mobb Deep, it's like with each artist that she collaborates with, she's going for that sound and shit.
mhm,
And I don't have no problem with that, but it just ruins the inconsistency and the cohesiveness of the album.
right.
But yeah, this was a pretty solid joint. Again, both her and Prodigy make a good chemistry with one another.
Right.
I would say that this album kind of fits more with like murder music, if you ask me.
Yeah,
But still, definitely a fire joint.
because it sounds like a Havoc joint. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like
You said
it
it
has
was
that Havoc feel to it. You
right.
know, and you got like Mike DeLorean, who they did it. They had like beef with Mike DeLorean, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think they end up having beef with him. Um, Havoc verse was cool. I like Prodigy verse at the end, and he said, while we pop bottles of Mo, burn down bottles of Joe, smack the ass of a modeling hoe. Rapping Noid got some red hook bunnies ready to jump off. I'm on the side funneling this Marcy Black Barbie doll. QB bitches ready to brawl. Charlie Baltimore Angels got involved, and then you got Prodigy on the chorus. So I like that collab, but it sounded more like a Mobb Deep joint featuring Charlie Baltimore than if anything.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? But I like the beat, like it was a real sinister track. I'm assuming Harry produced it, right?
Of course, yeah, have
Yeah.
it.
And it has like a dark melody. You know, the typical Mobb Deep joint that we would hear on like Hell on Earth or other music. I like that joint, but I think they killed it, not Charlie.
Right. Shit. But yeah. This if this is like a mom solo track, man.
Yeah, for
Imagine
sure.
that. Probably have like Big Noid and shit too.
Right. He
So
mentioned them too. He mentioned Rapper Noise.
you say you mentioned Noid?
Yeah, Prodigy mentioned Noise in his verse.
Oh wow. All right. Anyway, we are at they.
Yeah.
A pretty solid joint where they're just talking about people who like are jealous and like people who like praying your downfall and stuff like that. Pretty interesting track. She best definitely also mentions Biggie and stuff like that too. So this was a pretty solid joint. I like the beat too. RZA produced this track too. So
Oh
yeah.
wow. Yeah, this was a dope song. I definitely liked it. You know, this could have been like my downfall part two or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the way she's like talking about like her haters and like niggas and bitches are jealous of her, and you know she's saying, "So I write to escape my memories. I gotta say right to escape my enemies. Without rap, I'd probably be a talk show guest. Please be judgmental after the fact. You vultures get to live my life on this track." So I thought it was a real serious, had a real serious tone to the song, and it was dope. I wish like if Biggie was alive, I definitely could have heard like a verse from him or like a chorus or something. That would have been dope, but definitely a strong track.
Yeah. Very very strong track.
Yeah,
Um, next track we got is the Say Your Prayers interlude, which again self-explanatory. I didn't really care for this interlude to be real true, but actually this is the one with the child. Yeah, her child was the one doing the interlude. I thought it was another interlude. Oops. Yeah, but this
say your prayers. Yeah, I'm assuming that was her daughter at the time when she
yeah
was. Cause I know her daughter's like grown now. She's like a DJ now. So it was cool. Like she teaching her daughters like she teaching her daughters to say her prayers before bed. That's something I did when I was little.
right. Then we're gonna get into Have It All. Oh my fucking god. This is like the worst song on the album. This is the bad boy formula right down in the gritty. I mean, this was like the most forced track off this album. Like, oh my fucking god. Like, um, one of the lines where she said was um she said on the height of your career, I still wear my ring, and you said you wouldn't leave me like everyone else. One bullet took you instead. Now I dread thinking back to the last day I saw you. Like lyrically, it was cool, but at the same
Right.
time, the beat was just ugh bad.
Yeah. Um, I thought the beat was okay. Wasn't I don't like the chorus. I don't. Jennifer Judah is never is. I never even heard a album from her, and I know she was featured on a lot of stuff that Wyclef did. And you know, Miss Jones, she used to be a good singer. You know, I don't know what happened to her. That's you know what I mean. But you know, like a couple lines, like Charlie's like talking about like her. I'm assuming it's like her stepfather or like somebody that was close to her that she called dad, and she's saying, you know, you died on my birthday. It was my worst day. Called you dad now. Wish I did it for my first day. You know, that was touching. And but other than that, I didn't really care for the song. I just think she did. Miss Jones and Jenny wasn't needed on the song.
Yeah,
You know?
I definitely see your point. Yep.
Like, or at least if you're gonna get like a singer, it could have been anybody other than them. You know what I'm saying? Like they wouldn't have been my first choice for on the chorus. You know, Get Cole Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Kelly Price.
Right, where were they at?
But they were too busy. You know, Faith Evans. You know what I'm saying? It's anybody but Jenny
I
Fujita.
don't think Faith Evans would collaborate with Charlie, though.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, I know. I always knew about Faith not talking to Kim. I don't know the relationship with Faith and Charlie. So,
Yeah,
you know,
because at that time,
yeah,
if she wasn't cool with Kim, I damn sure know she won't be cool with you. Like, how
right.
the fuck you have two side chicks? Like,
And still to this day, I've never seen no interview where Charlie talked about her and Biggie. So I'm like, well, that's weird. I'm like, because Kim talked about Biggie. We know Kim was in love with Biggie. She got pregnant by Biggie. You know what I'm saying? We know why Faith is mad at her. I never heard no interview with Charlie talking about Biggie. So I always thought that was a rumor.
shit.
There got to be some interviews online with her talking about Biggie.
Well, that's good because that means she wants to have her own name, not under Biggie's
Right.
thumb and shit like that.
Like
Because
she might have mentioned Big, like well, she mentioned Big on the album. Like I know like Big had was like co-signing her, but as far as like relationship, I never heard her talk about Big and her together. So I'm like, is that even real? You know what I'm saying? Like I think people forget about her that she was with Biggie. I'm like, we always know about Kim. I think people forget about Charlie.
right. Then we're gonna get into NBC featuring Cameron and Noriega. Um, Again, this was like another soundtrack. This was on the Rush Hour soundtrack.
Right,
The first one, which in my opinion, the best one in my opinion.
right.
Rush Hour 2 was cool. I liked Rush Hour 2, but
Yeah, that
Rush
was
Hour
fun.
3 was
Oh,
mediocre.
Lord. But they were trying to recreate like shit.
Again, it's another sequel
Mm-hmm.
where waited way too long.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like, come on, I'm sick and tired
And
of some
they're
of these
supposed to be
movies.
doing a part four. They said. I'm like,
Wow.
what a part four right now?
In
We need
Corona?
new script. They need a new writer if they're gonna do part four. If you do part four, you got to give us like maybe Judd Apatow. You know, like when he was responsible for like movies like Knocked Up and stuff like that. Cause they got to make it real funny. They can't be the same thing that they did with part three.
Exactly. Let's
You know?
hope not.
Yeah.
But yeah, NBC. Yeah, this was an okay track.
Right.
I wasn't really doing like really too big on it.
Hmm.
I might be slow, but I'm like trying to figure out what the hell does NBC stand for.
Well, it's Nori, Baltimore, and Cameron.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, but I'm just like, why the fuck didn't she just say
Well, well,
NBC?
they were supposed to be a super group too because they were planning on doing a whole group album. That's why they put the she did the song and put it on her album.
Wow.
But
So
they talked about doing a whole group album, but of course it got scrapped or whatever. You know.
wow. See,
Yep.
not only was she in one supergroup, she was supposed to be in another supergroup.
Yep. You know. And because like Novi and Cam collaborated like in the past. They were on the Fantastic Four joint on the Clue album.
Yep.
And I think like right around that same time, because like the Clue joint came out with '98, like around this time too.
Right.
And they were talking about doing the super group, but when her album got shelved, like it never happened. And then Cam blew up with Dipset, and then Nori was doing his solo thing on Def Jam and all that, so it never happened.
Yeah, yeah, definitely hear you on there and shit like that. That's wild.
Yeah, but this is definitely like this is one of my favorites, probably my favorite track on here because like it was like the first song I heard before she even dropped the album, and I like that little like flute sample, and the beat is knocking by Digger. When Digger was like doing it, Cameron's earlier stuff, and Cam had some funny lines. He said, birds got a freedom bread, so they can eat ahead. I'm almost 21 and still Peter bed. Why you in mean? He said, he said, while you in the mean neon, I'm with Celine Dion, chilling in the bed. She's the next
Hell
one.
yeah.
Yo, Cam had a thing for peeing on bitches. Yo,
Cameron was just that nigga at that time, man. Like no, Cameron was just that thug nigga that was like the funny thug nigga and shit.
yeah.
Like Curtis.
How you
Curtis.
tell you one and you still peeing in the bed? Yo,
That's sad as fuck.
yeah, Charlie. I like Charlie flow when she said, like NBC, Nori, B More, and Cameron. Anything we put our hands on, soaked up like a tampon. That was dope. And Nori had his regular war report flow. And then I like the chorus where they call out, they actually call out each other's name on the chorus, like, and they said like, Atlanta, VA, plan on, Nori, be more, camera. I like that. So that was dope. Definitely she should have did a video for this. This is really like the best tracks on his album.
Shit. Yeah, I feel you on that, man. That's that Cameron right there. We gotta talk about some Cameron and shit on there.
Yeah, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
because I need to get my hands on them. His albums like SDE.
Yeah,
Wait, do I have SDE? I know I don't have Come Home with Me. I need to get Come Home with
right.
Me. I need to listen to Purple Haze.
Outrageous is great.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna like that. That's good. That's definitely gonna be like one you wanna like discuss.
You know what? I actually might listen to it tonight. I actually have to stay at work on my thesis a little bit more tonight.
Right.
So I'm definitely gonna peep that out tonight. Um, so that was NBC, and then now we're gonna get into Making Love, featuring Brother. Uh, so ER. Huh. Okay. So this is pretty much like a sex track and stuff like that. I didn't really care for this track. I just felt like, as far as sex tracks go, it could have been a little bit better.
Right.
I just felt like she was. It was too. I just felt like it was too like in your face, like because like when you listen to like sex tracks, it can be a mixture of being in your face, but at the same time, it could be subliminal at the same time too. And it's like she's like begging for some sex, like she make love, like she's begging this nigga to make love and shit like that. Like, why won't you make love to me and shit like that? Like she says, like he says some shit like, the intro. Why don't you just come over here after that when you
Right.
know you want it? Because you know I don't like being in the house by myself. And the guy's like, yeah, I know, I don't really know about that. And she's like, stop playing, nigga. Just come over here. I don't want to be here by myself. And then like she was saying some shit like, CB can get to your head if you let me, or give you a head if you let me. When you met me, never bet we'd be bumping and grinding. Wore short skirts and dropped shit when you was behind me. Designer ways to fuck with no craze. Cause I knew you know my man since third grade. I stayed pure through his whores and tours overseas. You and me too long. Look opposite you ball. Little sis, so you say. Wanna fuck me, Tony Scarface way with Gina. I mean the signs be there. Time we share be sweet. What? Like okay, I don't know, man. That's making love. I don't really care for this track. So I think you lost a try. Ouch. Yeah, man. I don't know what the fuck that shit. Yeah, right there.
I was tired. Yeah. She
Oh,
the dude, she like begging the dude to come over and yo, what's up with the with the chorus? This dude sounded so offbeat, yo. I didn't understand. I'm like the chorus not matching up with the beat, and I'm like, and they're singing like, "Who's making love to your old lady while you're out making love?" I'm like, what the fuck am I? What is
Well, that was actually like an interpolation of the Johnny Taylor. It's a Johnny Taylor track. The song "Who's Making Love."
right?
But the way they use it was not good.
It was bad. That shit was bad. I'm like, no, this chorus don't go with this song, yo.
They don't.
Like she's talking X-rated shit, and they're like over here like acting like they have a Melville and Blue Notes and shit. I'm like,
Um,
I didn't like the chorus for it. Like they were all sounding off beat, like I think it was good to hear like a song where Charlie is actually like speaking about love because she don't have no love songs on here. Like she got the stand up joint with Ghostface, and that's basically like a Wildflower Part Two. He's just talking about taking her guts out and shit. You know
right.
what I'm saying? So you don't really have like a love song on here. This is not even a love song. Like she's talking like real X rated and shit on here. So I think that was common because she was like promoted like a sex symbol anyway.
Yeah, I definitely see your point. This track right here is just all over the place. It's just way. I don't know, but which leads us into "Wake Up, Bitch" interlude. Oh my god, "Wake Up, Bitch." Yeah, it's another interlude. Was like I don't really care for this interlude. I just feel like the interludes were just a waste of time for the most
The
part.
interlude was not.
Besides that, it was a kid.
She sleep. Charlie's sleeping, like, and her friend, like her girlfriend, is like watching The Long Kiss Goodnight by herself. I'm like, what is going on here? Is this like a slumber party for grown women or something? Like,
Yeah,
what?
it's like wake up,
Why are
bitch.
you
You're
sleeping and your
missing it.
girlfriend up watching the movie?
She's like, wake up, bitch. You're missing it. Wake up, bitch.
I just thought it was dumb. Like it wasn't needed on the album.
Yeah, man. I didn't understand the point. Which
Yeah,
leads us into 30 Miles from Baltimore, featuring Brother. Again, another track I really don't care for.
yeah, I didn't like
I've,
it.
I've seen a lot of fans say this is like her version of Long Kiss Goodnight by
Right.
Biggie.
I'm like, hell no, hell no.
I don't see it.
I don't hear the storytelling on it. I'm like, she could have been. She don't have the bars to do a story like telling track like this. Like if this was like the Locks, they could have killed it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. She don't have the storytelling to do a song like that. That's why I'm like, this is not for her. Even
Right.
Cameron could have did a better job with this song.
It's like a let's not get carried away here.
Right. Like
And
nah.
then we're gonna get into the outro, which is like a continuation of the intro,
Right.
where it's like he's still talking shit pretty
Yeah.
much.
I didn't get that. He's
And
like,
then
oh, I'm impressed with hearing the album, but I'm still the CEO. I'm like, the intro and the outro were horrible. It wasn't needed.
it
She
wasn't
needed a better intro and a better outro. Or if anything, just make the last song the Horse and Carriage remix. I know that's like the bonus track.
right. Like and the sequencing on this album too is just
Right.
which brings us into the Horse and Carriage remix. This features fucking Big Pun, Wyclef John, and Sick the Shocker. Um, of course, it's the Kim One track.
Right.
Very dope remix. It uses the Night Court sample and stuff like that. Which I've always loved when Cameron always used the fucking samples.
Yeah.
And I always loved the way like Dipset uses his samples and shit
Mhm.
like that.
Back to Life and ESPN
Yeah,
Sports Center. Yeah.
yeah, man. It's been years since I peeped it. I personally I felt like Pun, of course, and Cameron had the best verse.
Right.
But I felt like Sick the Shocker was the most entertaining as usual and shit like
Right.
that, yeah, man, I can't really pull up the lyrics and shit at the moment, of course. But I felt like this track was definitely a very solid remix.
Right.
Definitely the late '90s, kind of like that late '90s feel to it and shit like that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely like one of the last great remixes we've had in the '90s. And, Silk the Shocker with his fast flow, like he was dope. I didn't know why Wycliffe was on there. I'm like, why is Wyclef on this? He
Why is
wasn't
Wyclef
needed
on
on this
everything?
song. Like Wyclef was trying to jump on every remix that he could jump on at that time. Like, whether it was, Destiny's Child joint or, this joint, and he was trying to get on any remix. I'm like, Wyclef wasn't needed.
This
Pun
is
killed it.
86.
Cam did his thing. Like, it was a dope remix.
Yeah, man, that was just Wyclef, man. Wyclef was just, at that time he was just
Yeah.
that dude and shit. Everybody. All right. So overall, this album is okay. I do have a few gripes about this album. Like for one, felt like some of the production was. I'm not gonna say some of the production was weak, but there was some time where she was trying to be reaching for certain sounds, like trying to find a sound with this album.
Right.
And then which brings me to like too many guest appearances on this album too, which we've been talking a lot about that lately and stuff like that. So yeah, man, I definitely I'm so tired. I'm gonna get ready to go to bed soon. Yeah, a lot of guest appearances on this album. Um Also I just felt like the album was very inconsistent with the sequencing.
Right.
Especially with like the interludes where like you had an interlude and you had like a regular song, then the outro and then the remix and shit. It's like the interlude was not really needed. Like we
Right.
could have done without the interlude and shit. So
Right.
but Charli proved that she can really rap and stuff like that. But I personally also felt like her conceptual wise, like it was pretty limited to like just the sex tracks
Yeah.
and of course, just the lyrical tracks and stuff like that. So I'm gonna give this album a 3 out of 5.
Yeah. I think what this album reminded me of. This is like the female version of Harlem World, but
Yeah,
weaker. A weaker version of Harlem World. Harlem World to me is a classic. This is like a weaker version. She even had some of the artists from Harlem World on here, like Billy Lawrence, which is like crazy. You know what I'm saying? And um, I liked a couple of songs. Like "Stand Up" was dope. That was a dope single. And I like the Primo track. Everybody Want to Know. Um, see, I think if she had worked with more producers like Primo, it would have gave her more of a balance instead of like this whole you know jiggy mainstream appeal she was going after. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
the infamous joint with Mob and Mike DeLorean, that was dope. And NBC is my favorite joint on here. Great collab with her and Cameron and Nori. You know, but there's a lot of filler on a lot of tracks on here that I didn't care for, and you know, it wasn't it didn't balance the album out. It was like she was just going. I guess she was like trying to be like in the same realm as Kim and Foxy at that time. I didn't I felt it was way too many. Almost every track is like a collab that wasn't needed.
It
You know what
was.
I'm saying? And I think the features overshined her too. You know what I'm saying? And I would give it like a week 3, a week 3.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But listen, bro. I'm gonna actually get ready to go to bed because I just got very sleepy out of nowhere.
Right.
But I was gonna actually tell you I was planning on doing a Nas I Am Nostradamus review by 8 o'clock on Friday, but I want to
Okay.
give you a final answer by tomorrow afternoon.
All right.
Um, Sons of Soul is of course this Sunday.
Yes.
Me and Coogee did some what the fuck videos too, so I'm planning
Wow.
on dropping those
So,
throughout the week and stuff like that.
all right.
Like I said, I don't know what day I'm gonna drop this video because I still have to drop the Memphis Bleak video and stuff too. So I'll probably drop this probably Friday, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna drop the Memphis Bleak videos Thursday.
Cool.
And you said we're doing Home Alone 1 and 2 next week, right?
Yeah. Like whenever you free for that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know about that.
Okay.
But I feel like we can do that maybe on Tuesday.
Cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen Home Alone in years.
Have you ever heard Run DMC Christmas in Hollis?
Love that track, man.
Let's do like a record review like of that song because being that it's Christmas,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Something different.
Yeah, because I also am planning on talking about Christmas and Death Row
Oh yes,
next
nice.
week too,
Oh, dope.
and shit like that.
Okay.
Hopefully, if it's still in the Urban Outfitters, I feel like it should still be the Urban Outfitters. Cause
Right.
I don't know. I've been in like in the
Mm.
mood for the album lately. It's that Santa Claus.
Yeah, yeah.
The-
I remember that joint.
yeah, one of like I said, that's like one of the last great albums in Death Row,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah. Stop doing.
Like it's like y'all went through all that bullshit and stuff like that. And now y'all want to end the year out for the Christmas album. Interesting. But yeah, there's a story behind that album because
Right.
yeah, they went to the fucking Bahamas to record that shit.
What?
Yeah, I
Wow.
because it was on the Death Row Chronicles on BET.
Mm.
In my opinion, the best Death Row Records documentary.
I saw that one. I don't remember that part.
Yeah, because they talked about that. I think it was like the second to last part
Mm,
because one thing I liked about this documentary
mm.
was they talked about the post All Eyes on Me,
Right.
like the Dogfather.
Yeah.
They talked about like the Christmas and Death Row. They talked about shit that artists were going through because it seems like when I be watching certain Death Row documentaries, they want to like literally end it when Tupac died, when Suge went to prison, and they just want to say, "Oh, the legacy of Death Row." I'm just like, there's
Right.
still more to the story, like Michelet taking over,
Right.
Snoop fighting for his masters and stuff like that. The fight that No Limit had with like certain Death Row cats and shit like that too. I mean, yeah, man, it's like crazy.
Right.
Like Death Row, in my opinion, Death Row had like the saddest hip hop label decline in history, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I. I.
Like y'all talk about Murder Inc. though, but Death Row at the time was like selling millions and
Mm.
millions, and then it's like at your peak. The
Right.
same year y'all hit your peak
Mm-hmm.
was the same year y'all started y'all decline.
Right. But do you blame that on Tupac's death or just the bad albums after that?
Oh, I blame a lot of things when it comes to the decline in Death Row.
Mm.
I'm gonna say four things.
Mm.
One, and this is the one thing that people forget to mention:
Right.
the loss of both DOC and RBX,
Right.
because they were really the ones that were writing, not like they're like fully writing, but they're always like ghostwriting Snoop's rhymes and stuff like that. And as evidence, as y'all saw, like on the Dogfather, which no, I'm not saying that Snoop is a bad writer because Snoop wrote
Right.
classics and shit too,
Right.
but which I want to also talk about my other second reason. It's like Snoop was missing that formula with a DOC
Mm.
and Dre
Right.
like together and stuff like that.
Right.
And which brings me to the second reason, the loss of Dr. Dre
Mm-hmm.
/ loss of Time Warner.
Right.
Because in 1995, with all the controversy with gangster rap, all the shit they're going through, they lost their deal with Time Warner, which Dre was very pissed about because he started looking at Death Row differently, and he really felt like does he really want to like work on this? Like he really wants to make music. He don't want to be part of this gangster image. So when he went to go form Aftermath Records, it's like Death Row Records lost its star producer. Like
Mm-hmm.
what Code 187 was to Ruthless, Dre was to Death Row. Like, yeah, Daz, you still had Daz, you still
Mm-hmm.
had Johnny J, but they weren't touching Dre. I'm
Right.
sorry.
Right.
Like Daz, as underrated as I always say he is,
Mm-hmm.
Dre's production alone was just
Yeah.
low.
Right.
Reason number three, and this is gonna be probably the most controversial reason,
Mm.
Tupac.
Right.
Now with Pop being in Death Row Records, made some of his best music. I
Mm.
admit that. But at the same time, what I did not like was the way how Suge declined most of the artists that was already on the label. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you listen to those soundtracks, Murder Was the Case,
Right.
Above the Rim, all them cats like Sam Snead and Lady of Rage,
Mm-hmm.
hell, even Nate Dogg. Imagine
Right.
if they would have all dropped albums in that Death Row peak
Right.
and shit like that. Like Lady of Rage, Necessary Roughness,
Yep.
97. You know how I
Right.
feel about that album.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Dogg, G Funk Classics '98, but it wasn't released on Death Row Records.
Right.
The album got pushed back for years and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Sneed got his ass beat, shelved the album. And so with like, and I'm being serious too, because Sam Sneed was an underrated producer too.
Right. And then they had Jewel. Jewel and Drop, Danny Boy.
Oh, don't even get me started on Jewel, man.
Wow.
Danny Boy, don't even get me started on Danny Boy either. But then like, it's like when Pac died, I loved All Eyes on Me. I loved Don Illuminati, but it's like most of those beats
Mm-hmm.
they were already made for all these other artists too. Like
Right.
Got My Mind Made Up was Dog Pound and Wu Tang. California Love, a Dr. Dre solo track. Can't
Right.
See Me, a
Mm-hmm.
collab between Dre and George Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? I don't know. I think Ambitions as a Writer was specifically made for Pop. I'm not really too sure, but because
Right.
I know Daz made that like very quickly and shit like that too. So,
Right. Wow.
and the final reason
Mhm.
was definitely, I would definitely say Snoop's departure.
Mm.
Because with Snoop's departure, that's pretty much opened the eyes to people that saying how Death Row was cheating people off their masters and stuff like that.
Right.
I would also say Suge should go into prison too, but that's like an obvious choice.
Right. Right. True.
Yeah, but yeah, those are like the four reasons why I feel like with the decline of Death Row Records.
Crazy.
Shit, and then he tried to rebrand it into The Row.
You already the road
Oh,
with Left Eye and Corruption.
yeah, I'm gonna have to talk about the Corona 2000
Yeah.
album one day.
Right.
As a trash album. Like, I never really liked the album. Like you jacked Dr. Dre's original concept and he still made a better album.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Crazy.
Shit. But yeah, man. Definitely. I'm definitely gonna look for that Christmas in Death Row this weekend, and if hopefully
Yeah.
that's still in stores. Also, I forgot to mention. I mentioned this in like the comment section earlier with Eric Johnson, but I'm doing like a collection video after the last 2020 review.
Okay.
So I'm kind of a little upset because now I got to take some albums out. Because I'm on a little budget, so
Right.
I want to take some albums out, but at the same time, I found some gems in the record store.
Right.
I know I might go CD shopping sometime next week, but I gotta fix something on my car first. So
Right.
yeah, man. And so I'm going to extend the way I'm making the video. I'm going to actually go on break actually on January 10th. I'm going to go on break on January 10th. And stuff like that because I'm just gonna finish up a few more videos and get some shit planned. And you know me, I want to come back probably like February or some shit, you know.
Right.
Yeah, because this has been like a crazy year.
It has.
Yes, so I just want to end off these last couple of videos in December like with like a very positive.
Sure.
Cause I really cannot wait to talk about Nas, the I Am, and Nas. I really cannot wait to talk about that.
That's definitely needed.
That's a cannot miss.
That's definitely.
Yeah, but anyway, let me get ready to go to
Yeah.
bed and shit. I'm really
I'm-
sleepy, but I'll definitely hit you up tomorrow morning. You have a
Yeah.
very good night.
You too, man.
And thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure y'all check out the Charli Baltimore code as ICE 1999. Yeah, man. Have a good night. Make sure y'all subscribe and like and share this video. Peace.
Peace.